The relentless Texas heat is tough on everyone. But what about the athletes that must practice daily in these hot conditions?
That's right. What do they do to stay cool? Who better than our own meteorologist, Jesse Kelly? Anyone that knows him knows he does love football. So here's a story.
I played my first snap as a linebacker in middle school before moving to D lineman in high school. I attended the University of South Alabama, where tackling players from the opposing team was no issue. But one thing I had a hard time tackling was the summer heat. Now that I am in Texas, I began to wonder what athletes here do to beat the heat. This led me to Texas A&M University, where I sat down with Daniel Vasilio, a grad student doing research on extreme heat and human health. Vasilio recommends athletes take it slow in the beginning.
A lot of summer workouts take place sort of in weight rooms that are very air conditioned. It takes a while for the body to sort of acclimatize themselves to an extreme heat, an extreme humidity environment again.
Vasilio says it takes 3 to 5 days to get used to being in the heat on a daily basis. Dr. Jennifer Fanos, biometeorologist with an emphasis on extreme heat and the body at Texas Tech, was a collegiate runner in Canada and has firsthand experience on how tough it was competing on a hot afternoon at Stanford University.
My coach got me when I crossed the race, and I ended up, I can barely remember anything. I was sick. I had to stay in the tent for quite a while.
Back on the high school level, I talked with St. Joe's head coach and athletic director, Mike Hall, on how players must only wear helmets for the first few days of practice.
Yeah, we are mandated to do 3 days in only helmets, and some coaches will go past that, some won't.
During football practice, bigger athletes like linemen have a larger heat capacity, which weighs them down faster than smaller skilled athletes.
A smaller person that doesn't have as large of a surface area to sweat from is going to not lose as much water. And same way, a smaller person isn't going to create as much heat as a larger person.
The skilled positions are more able to create wind, unlike linemen. That's because linemen don't move as much. Wind is an essential process in evaporating sweat.
So if there was zero wind in the atmosphere, sort of your evaporation would just go at its normal rate. If you add wind to the equation, that sort of speeds up and allows you to evaporate more sweat.
Wind speed, temperature, cloud cover, sun angle, and relative humidity are 5 factors that are used when calculating the wet bulb globe temperature to determine heat stress on the body.
The wet bulb globe thermometer and the thresholds that are used for it were created for people exercising in hot conditions, and it was actually also created in hot and humid areas.
The WBGT index is important in keeping football players safe from practicing in extreme heat and extreme humidity. While early morning or early evening practices may be cooler, extreme humidity is still a factor that players need to be aware of.
Vapor pressure gradient from your skin to the air becomes really low under humid conditions, which means you can't evaporate as much.
In an extreme humidity environment, if the body can't cool properly, you are in trouble.
It becomes much harder for sweat to evaporate off of your body into the atmosphere, thereby essentially shutting down the body's cooling processes.
Most heat-related illnesses and deaths usually occur within the first few days of football practice, so it is important to take care of your body before and after practice. For your hometown weather, this has been News 725 meteorologist Jesse Kelly.